Hi, this is Steph,
And
and
I'm the G-Man.
this is Allan, and this is G-Man, and where you're watching the BS show number
Number
nine,
nine,
number
number
nine,
nine,
number
number
nine.
nine. You play it backwards, it's got a satanic message, I guess, as per the Beatles. We'll put it that way. If anybody
That's
was
what they
old enough to
said.
remember that. Yeah. Yep.
That's very true. I remember
Number
having the
nine, shoot for
vinyl.
200. Yep. We're
I
number
don't
two.
think there
Number
was.
nine.
I
Yeah.
don't think there was a bad cut on
No,
that
no, not
album
album.
at all.
No,
No,
no.
no.
You know, it's a funny thing about that. Now we're talking about the Beatles. My cousin, who unfortunately passed away, that's the guy who was in the story that we met about, actually, the way we met. He stood in line for a day and a half to get the White Album, and he had 000000000000254, and somebody stole it on me. So very nice of them. They gave it to me, and somebody stole it on me. But he waited overnight to get that somewhere down on Park Row in New York City. Interesting. We should talk about the Beatles. Whatever. Anyway, so I think we're gonna start off with idioms for idiots as normal, or like we've been doing a few times. So. And it's funny because on Jeopardy tonight, and there was a category, the mythical idioms. It's kind of funny, you know. Ready?
So let's get with it then. So
yeah, I will throw some out for you. Ready?
Okay.
I got about 10 of them. Feel like $1 million. I've never felt $1 million, number one. And if I would, I wouldn't tell anybody.
Feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does $1 million feel like?
Yeah. Well, what would it feel like?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Would it be
Somebody
different than
please out there deliver me $1 million. I like to know what it feels like.
Does it feel different than 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000? I don't know.
I'd like to find out.
Yeah, it's a nice dream to have. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. That's my take on that.
Yep. Okay. You ready for this one?
Okay.
A green thumb. You see anybody with a green thumb? I haven't.
No, I have not.
Maybe
I've seen movies where there are characters who had a green thumb, but nobody in real life. No.
Didn't the Hulk have a green thumb?
That's right. Yeah.
He turned green, right?
His whole body was green. Yeah.
Green, right? Yeah, green somewhere else. I mean, maybe the women like that. I don't know. They might like the green thumb too. I don't know. But anyway,
well, they say once you go green, there's no in between.
That's right. Well, he might not have been able to fit in between, so might not be his green thumb. Though, might have been something else.
Yeah, you're right.
Got another one here. Red tape. Red tape. Red tape. Why would tape be red? Why would it be red? Clear tape? Gray tape? Why would you have red tape for? And around a crime scene, it's yellow tape. So where does red tape come into play? Just,
It's like the red carpet. Why red? I don't know.
I don't know. Depends on what color hair you get, I guess. Red carpet, red hair. The carpet doesn't match the drapes. I don't know. But anyway, tighten your belt. Why would you want to tighten your belt? Why would you want to do that for? That would, I think you might
exactly, yeah.
Might get a stomach ache. I don't know. I don't know. How about this one? Money burning a hole in your pocket. Why would you have? First of all, I never saw any money that burned. Number one, and if it does, it's not going to burn a hole in your pocket. You're going to keep that money in your pocket, right? Unless you're playing pocket pool.
Right.
Unless you're playing pocket pool, you can't find the 8-ball. Right?
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, playing pocket pool, yeah, you would definitely
have a hole in your pocket.
Yeah.
How about pink slip? I like to take pink slips off people, but I don't like to get a pink slip. Let's put it that way. Pink slip is like you're getting fired, I guess. But I usually like to take pink slips off women normally.
Well, George Carlin would say, pink slip. He goes, I didn't even get that. They just said, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
You're fired.
Why waste the paper? Right.
Just get the fuck out.
Right. Skip the paper. We're not wasting paper on you. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you don't have, you can stay to the end of the day, but you gotta get the fuck out.
Right. We're not wasting this piece of paper on you. Just get
And
out.
then the leaving statement: I've been fired from better places than this.
Right. And I'm never coming back. How about this one? A white elephant. The white elephant in the room. Why would you have an elephant in the room for?
Well, maybe because of the coronavirus. I don't know.
Well, the only time I ever saw a white elephant really was in a circus, maybe. And I don't know if I want to be around it. So, how about these two are kind of together. The last two, blue collar. What is a blue collar? So you have a shirt with a blue collar, which I'm actually wearing a shirt with a blue collar now. It's blue. Shirt's blue. Okay, and then white collar. And I actually have business shirts that I wore that are white collar. But what's the difference? What makes that? How does that differentiate yourself? Blue collar or white collar? Like, where did this come from?
I think it's a British thing. They brought it from the other side.
That's very possible. So those are my 10 idioms for idiots tonight. So
That's pretty cool. It's like when you growing up, if crossword puzzles were your thing, or brain teasers, or
yeah.
just,
Well, my thing is
idioms.
I do idioms for idiots, and then I do a lot of circular word puzzle things, which I like to do.
I haven't done those in years now.
Yeah. I always keep one in my room and in the bathroom. It occupies me while I'm occupying it. So
Right now, if there's anybody listening out there, they need to know that we will be streaming to our new channel, the BS Show, Stef, and the G-Man.
that
That's
was
the
hard to get
new.
out. That was hard for you to
Yeah,
get
I
out
know.
for some reason. I don't know why. Spit it out.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Spit it out.
I got some background thing going on here, so
Okay. We're all right.
anyway, but
It's just a mini background stuff.
yeah, nothing that you can hear anyway. But I just wanted people to know that there will be a new place there, which will also have, as you know now, comedy from a variety of very talented comedians for the last 100 years. So I think you'll enjoy it. You go to the site, and hopefully you'll enjoy listening to Allan and I just bullshitting.
Right.
Yes.
You guys just bullshitting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add on to what I usually do on every show, pretty much. Some of my dating stories, which, I got a lot of them. But anyway, I met this lady online. We go out to dinner, and after dinner, we're talking, and she says, "I think I'm a little too heavy for you." Well, don't you think I should decide that? What? Why would you say that to a guy? I'm not a little guy. As you know, Steph, I'm 250. I used to be 235 or 240 pounds. So why would you think you're too heavy for a guy 240 pounds? I don't get that, but whatever. I think something else was going on there. Maybe she used me for a dinner or something. I don't know. And it was a pretty good expensive dinner, actually. So she might have been her meal for the last couple of days. I don't know. She went on a diet after that. She was too heavy, you know.
Eat hearty.
Eat hearty, yeah. I call juniors, yeah, and checkers. But anyway, so here's another one. I met a lady online. I got to tell the story. This is like, so she invited me to her house on a Sunday, and she lived about an hour away. So I said, "You got to give me some time." And she was a psychologist. Okay, so I'm thinking, oh, pretty nice lady. Looked online like a nice lady, psychologist, pretty good job. Well, when I got to her house, it was buried in a woods somewhere. Okay, and her house outside, it looked like Sanford and Son's junkyard. Okay, now I was brave enough. She had a koi pond, but unfortunately, there was no fish in it. And she had lawnmowers and cars and I don't know, lawnmowers and I don't know what the hell was on her front lawn. I don't know what the hell it was. But anyway, I was brave enough to go in. And so I walk in and I see her, and the pictures online had to be easily 15 or 20 years old, guaranteed. And she said to me, "Would you like to sit in the living room?" She actually had to clean off the couch, throw like magazines and books and everything off the couch so I could sit. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, she said to me, I need some spring water. So I'm going to bring a jug. I want to go get spring water. There's a place near me to get spring water. So she said, "I'll drive." Well, I opened her car door on the passenger side, and where you put your feet there was a stack of magazines halfway to the top of the seat, and the seat was covered with all kinds of, I don't know what the hell was on it, and it was a fairly new car, and there was a stain on the back. So what I did was I took one of the magazines and sat on it, and put one behind my back because I had no idea what the hell that was. We got the spring water. We came back. She said, "Oh, you're staying. You're going to stay, right?" I said, "No, it's getting dark." It was in the middle of winter, like, sun went down pretty early. I said, "I really don't know where I am, and I like to get home before it's dark." So I sent her a text when I left. Said, "Listen, you seem like a nice lady, but you're not for me." I wouldn't be telling my problems to her, that's for sure. I think she's got her own problems, But she was a psychologist, though, so what can I tell you?
Yeah, it is what it is.
And then one of my other stories here is that I spoke to this lady online for about a week, and after a week, she says to me, "I really don't think I should be on a dating site." Well, I didn't put your profile on there, honey. You did, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I don't know, wackos, man. And here's another story. I met a lady online. We set up a date. I told her that I could not meet her because I had a very bad cold, which I did at the time. And I get a text a couple of days later saying, "You have too much drama for me." What? Because I have a bad cold, I don't want to meet you? How is that drama? I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I don't know. And then again, I met somebody online, and we went to a diner. Now, I'm Jewish. This lady happened to be Jewish, and she said to me in my car, "You have an Italian haircut." I have no idea what the hell an Italian haircut means. Okay, I've never heard that in my life. And then she said, "I don't like that you're wearing jeans and a dress shirt." What the hell am I supposed to wear? We're going to a diner. We're not going to a fancy affair. I'm not wearing a suit and a tie to go out to a diner, to a casual diner thing. So kind of weird person, really weird. She tried to contact me about 8 months ago, and I said, "Don't you remember? I got a bad haircut. You don't like the way I dress?" She went, "Oh yeah, I kind of forgot." Dumb jerk. But
How
anyway.
quickly they forget.
Oh yeah. So I was watching TV. I like to watch TV, and I usually watch either sports or a crime thing, whatever. That's my thing. A Law and Order or Criminal Intent or Chicago PD or Criminal Minds. That's my thing for watching, or sports. That's pretty much Mike and Molly and Two and a Half Men. I love. They're funny shit. I always watch them shows. They're funny. So the other day I'm flipping through the channels and I see American Gangster. I didn't really pay attention to the channel, but I turn it on. And then, which is one of I love this movie. I can watch it over and over. I can't tell you how many times. What I didn't realize was it was on the Telemundo channel, and I don't understand Spanish. So I watched it with the sound off because I couldn't understand what they were saying. But I had to watch it though, you know. And then, I pick on commercials. So, GMC has a commercial that says, "Our trucks are professional grade." I want to know what they were before. Were they unprofessional? Were your trucks going to fall apart before? What? I mean, it kind of leaves you wide open, right? Kind of leaves it wide open, doesn't it? Now they're professional, but they weren't made that way before. Maybe that's why the Ford F-150 has been the best-selling truck for 19 years, maybe because your trucks were not professional before. And then let me ask you a question: who really heard of a gecko before Geico put that gecko in their commercial? Or Liberty Mutual now has emu, which most people don't even know what an emu is, unless you're a bird. Weird. And this is a fairly new commercial which I just saw actually, I just made me think of all this stuff. Chevy has a new commercial. It says Chevrolets go everywhere. So other brands don't go everywhere? But they only go to certain towns or what? I don't know, man. So they just leave stupidity, you know, it's just stupid things. Now, this just happened to me the other day. Steph knows this. Monday, I went for an MRI, and they told us to get there a half hour early. They told us not to eat, not to drink, take all your jewelry off ahead of time, and have your prescription with you. So I get there, and I have all my stuff and this paperwork I have to fill out. And I see this guy come in after me, and next thing I know, they're bringing him to the counter. I hear the lady says, "I got to call your doctor. Where's the prescription?" He doesn't have it. And by the way, you're a half hour late. Well, he goes into the MRI first, and the guy who's doing the MRI calls me and he says, "Allan, please get undressed because I'm going to get done with this guy in like 20 minutes. But he was ill prepared. We sent him a text. We sent him 2 texts. We called him and said, be a half hour early because there's paperwork you have to fill out. Bring your prescription and leave all your jewelry at home." And he didn't bring his prescription. He didn't come a half hour early, and he had all his jewelry on him. What did this guy not understand? They sent me instructions like 3 times in 2 days that I was, and this guy apparently, I don't know if he didn't pay attention, didn't understand it. I don't know. But he said, you're ahead of the game. You did everything we're supposed to do. I said, well, I followed the instructions that you told me. What's so difficult about that? But then we had a discussion about this. That common sense isn't always so common. So apparently this guy had no clue what he was doing, and just kind of weird. And he said the guy actually when he came out, the guy who was doing the MRI X-ray, the technician, he said to him, "Listen, do me a favor. Next time you come, please come a half hour early, and please pay attention to the instructions that we send you, because you set me back like 45 minutes, and I only have so much time to do so many people." He wasn't too happy, So anyway.
What about the MRI?
Yeah.
Thing?
What about it? It was on my kidneys, because I have a compromised kidneys. I have cysts on both of my kidneys. I have to go every 2 years to make sure they didn't grow. So the MRI was about 45 minutes maybe. Didn't bother me. I had headphones on. I was listening to one of the radio stations. I think it was Channel 12, NJ12, I think it was on.
What did you just tell me about going to get an examination and somebody jammed up the whole thing by being late?
Well, that was it. That was this guy, the guy in front of me. He just jammed the whole thing up, and the guy was pissed off because now you set my day back like 45 minutes. So I got to try and rush everybody through. Matter of fact, when I left, there was a nurse who was two appointments after me, but whoever was supposed to be in front of her hadn't come yet. So he just said, "I'm taking you. I don't care, because otherwise I'll be behind another hour." And I guess they have scheduled so many people that day for him, and he has to get it done no matter what. So, and he actually remembered me. He said, "I remember you. You were here 2 years ago and you didn't shut up." I said, "Guess what? I'm not going to shut up this time either." So we were talking. And he remembered me though a little bit. He said, "I remember you were a comedian. I remember we talked about it." So he actually remembered me kind of, and he's like, "Yeah, I remember you were a whack job before." I said, "Yeah, I'm still a wacko, whatever." But we had a good time though. He was laughing. We had a good time actually. He said, "You followed my instructions. You did everything I said to do." So that was, I'm somewhat intelligent person, I think. I don't know. Somewhat. Let's not go too far there. So the rest is all yours, Steph. You bring in your stuff now. Go ahead.
No, you can go a little longer. You got something else.
I don't know what else I got today.
What were you were telling me about the $2?
Oh, $2. Didn't I tell you the story last time? I don't know.
No.
$2 bill thing? Yes, we did, didn't I?
Now.
Oh,
You
okay.
didn't tell it on the air. You tell it to me off the air.
Oh, I thought I told you on the. I thought I told you on the air. Okay. So I went into a Quick Check to buy a candy bar, and I had a $2 bill. So I tried to put it in the express lane thing that they have now in Quick Check, and it kept rejecting it like 3 or 4 times. So I figured the machine isn't calculated for a $2 bill. So I went to the clerk and I said, "Listen, do me a favor. Could I have 2 single dollars to put in the machine because it's not taking a $2 bill?" And the guy said to me, "I think it's counterfeit." I said, "What?" It's a $2 bill. So the guy next to me And another fast lane says, no, it's a $2 bill, take it. And the guy says, well, I think it's counterfeit. Now, I'm going to counterfeit a $2 bill, really. A 20 or a 50 or a 100, but not a $2 bill. I'm not going to counterfeit. Okay. So the guy says, I can't take it. I said, what do you mean you can't take it? I got it from the bank. So he says, let me go check with my manager. So he went all the way from behind the counter to the deli, which had to be a good 100 yards maybe. And I hear the guy go, what the freak do you want? I guess he was on break. He goes, the guy who wants to give me a $2 bill. So the guy says, well, take it. What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. So he comes back and he says, okay, I'll give you two singles for the $2 bill. Well, this took about 15 or 20 minutes to get a $1.70 piece of candy. Three Musketeer bar, which is getting smaller and more expensive for some reason. I felt like a Three Musketeer bar. But it took like 15, 20 minutes. He says, well, it's my first day. I said, I don't care if your first day or your last day. It's a $2 bill. It's good. What the hell? Just screwy. You can't make this up. You can't.
No,
We had a show last year where we said we can't make this shit up. And that's true. You can't.
I think there's something wrong with the brain somewhere. Matter of fact,
I think there's something in the water. I think there's something in the water.
I'll show you somebody's brain who has a little problem too here right now. I might as well play something right now. All right, here we go. I'm going to roll something.
Yeah.
And how do you talk about Senator Warren?
Talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren.
You guys have got to try the cold chai.
I've had it.
It was great. I mean, it was a wonderful, meaningful endorsement in every way, and I was very proud of it.
Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
You guys have got to try the cold chai.
Anyway, I just figured
that was the bobblehead bitch. The bobblehead bitch.
Yes.
She likes to do carpet munching, I think. She's a carpet muncher. Anyway. That's right. She stuck by Bill because she was doing her own thing and didn't want that to come out. I think they were both doing Monica at the same time. She was behind Monica while, he had a cigar, where? Well, we can go there. Anyway.
Yeah, he was our marijuana president, no doubt.
That was 2 for 1. He was more than marijuana.
Yeah.
He couldn't keep it in his pants.
Most people didn't realize he even had an office in Harlem,
I think I didn't want to look at it. I think they had to throw his desk out when he got done because that desk was a little white on the one side.
A stain.
White stain, yeah. And it wasn't on Monica's dress either.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Monica,
All yours, pal. Go, take it away, Steph.
What an embarrassment to get busted in that.
Unbelievable. And she stuck by him. Come on.
And the country stuck by the president, so it's kind of like we're forgiving people.
Well, he's nearly not the first president to have his girlfriend in the White House. I mean, Kennedy had his, and Roosevelt had his.
But you have the presidents having their boyfriends in the White House now too.
That's true too.
It goes both ways.
Yeah. And so when America
right, and if you were a fly on the wall, you would know a lot more than you know now, Bobby.
Yeah. And Biden can't even find his wife, I don't think. So it doesn't matter. Doctor can't find them. Let me give you an examination. I can't find you're still alive, Biden.
It's Sleepy Joe. I don't know.
Sleepy Joe. I call him backwards Biden and Hooker Harris.
Yeah.
Well, that's how she got where she was.
Yeah. Unfortunately, politics makes strange bedfellows, like good fellows in a different way, Yeah.
I think if we were run by good fellows, we'd have a better chance than bedfellows.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been going around, as you know, the cemeteries and not digging up some people, finding.
Well, you've been digging up a few people, yeah.
Yeah. But I got one more I was going to show tonight. So here it is. If anybody's listening to this or watching this, I hope, go to our site there, the BS Show, Stephanie G-Man on YouTube, and see the St. John's Cemetery videos. Carlo Gambino, John Gotti, we've talked about, Neil Della Croce, Lucky Luciano, Joseph Profaci, and tonight I'm going to show one more, who is Crazy Joe Gallo. So I'm going to show that in a minute here. But it's interesting what you find out, when you're searching for something else entirely differently. And
Right.
now I want to know more about my family.
Might be
So,
kept a secret. Might be a secret. You may not find out what you want to find out. Or you might not like what you find out.
or I might enjoy what I find out. Here we go. Let's see. Here's Crazy Joe Gallo's crypt. Today is April 14, 2021, and I'm here in front of the cloister, Building 7 on St. John's Cemetery, and today I'm going to show you Crazy Joe Gallo. I believe he was one of Columbo's underbosses, but he's here in the cemetery, so keep it locked here. I'm about to show you Crazy Joe Gallo's crypt. Well, just as I promised, Crazy Joe Gallo's crypt outside in the cemetery of the St. John's Cemetery, right near the cloister where I'm going to show Carlo Gambino today. So this is Crazy Joe Gallo's crypt, Columbo's, and I'll leave a description in the video there, that way you guys could see it, and for all the other wise guys that I found, and they'll all be in the wise guys playlist, so keep it locked there if you want to know more about who's buried in the St. John's Cemetery. Wise guys are us. See you later, Gator. Bye. Anyway, that was my trip on Monday, I believe it was.
Yeah. The Mafia Graveyard, St. John's Cemetery in Queens.
Unbelievable. And,
Hey, they all want to be buried together.
Yeah.
They didn't like each other. They didn't like each other, but they were buried together. So
Yeah,
it must have been a pact. It must have been a pact.
They like each other. It's just that they didn't like when you mess with their money.
Who's the guy that walked around with the robe on all the time?
Vinny the Chin.
Vinny the Chin. Yeah, he might believe he was got Alzheimer's or something, or dementia. In the meantime, he was in control of the whole family.
He kept a very low key. They finally got him, but it took them a long time to get him because everything was done, whisper.
Right.
Whereas Gotti, whereas Gotti and the other guys, loose lips, sank the whole organization.
Yeah, they taped him, and then he was like man on man, like in the Goodfellas, where the older guy was everything as I tell you in person.
When I was at the crypt there, I also noticed that when I saw Carlo Gambino's crypt area, right below there was a name Tommy Gambino.
Right.
And I'm thinking, how do I know that name? And that was his son. And I knew who he was. I worked for a company, and it didn't all click. This is kind of weird how it didn't click at all. But I knew the owners of the company were like Sal and Sonny. I didn't know who the Sonny. Never met the Sonny. So I'm watching this mafia thing, and based on me putting up those crypt videos on YouTube, they coupled this video right next to mine afterwards, so that way I would see it. And the guy's name was Michael Francisi, and his father was Sonny, who's about 101 years old now. Was one of these original Dawn type guys. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Was this Sonny Francisi, the same Sonny that the company that I worked for was affiliated with the Gambinos, who Tommy used to come in there and I would see him in his black suit, beautiful white, black shirt with a flamboyant tie, right? And I said, Who's that? Well, that's Tommy, And I see his crypt there. I go like, wow, 2006. And I look at the time frame of when this all happened for me, or early like 2000s. I go, wow. I said, that is the guy. What are the odds that I walk up into this crypt and I met the guy. Not that I know him. I met him. So it's kind of interesting, the wise guy segment here, that I have something to share with you, and maybe a story or two about some of this stuff here. But I thought you'd enjoy that there.
I got a story about, I was in the union in the company I worked for 25 years when I first got there. And it was Local 487, which represented GM and Ford. And the president was Joe Provenzano, and his son was the business manager, Joe Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a pension plan where the company paid in 10% of our salary a year, gross salary, and they offered us their pension, and we refused it. And about 4 years into the union, the pension money got stolen by Joe Sr. He stole like, I don't know, $4.8 million of the pension fund. So we were glad we never went into their pension fund because we would not never got it back. You know, and he went to prison. I think Junior took over, or still was a business manager, but his right hand man took over, I think. But he went to prison. Joe Senior, and Joe Junior thought his shit didn't stink. And they walked around high, you know, big mighty. He was a young guy. He was like the same age as me at the time, like mid-20s or early 20s, and he thought he was hot shit. You know, we only saw him at Christmas time. That's because he came for his envelope. We know what he came for. You know, he came for his envelope and his bottle that he got every year from our boss. You know, because when we were in the union, we'd ask for like $1 an hour, and he'd come back and listen. If you get $1 an hour, you're gonna have to go on strike, and you're not gonna be out of work. So take a quarter every year. Thank you. You really working for us, pal. We know what that envelope that you get around Christmas. We know what's in there for you, pal. And it wasn't a couple of dollars. It wasn't a couple of shekels either. I guarantee it. So he'd come for his shekels and his bottle every year around Christmas time. Otherwise, you never saw him. Kind of strange.
You knew when to come.
Yeah, well, GM was only half a mile away from us. So if you had a GM plan, why couldn't you come to us? Because we only had like 25 people maybe in the union, 30 people in the union. So he didn't give a damn about us, you know. Just take your quarter, 35 cents every year, and keep your mouth shut. And we did. So we made most of our money not straight time. We made most of our money overtime because I was working around 30 hours, maybe 25 to 30 hours a week overtime. So that's where I made my money, not straight time. You know.
Yeah, that'll add up.
Yeah, well, at the age of 21, I was delivering for them, working about 65 hours a week average, and I made about $30,000 back in 1971. That's a lot of money for a 21-year-old kid back then. I mean, I worked for it. You know, before I got married, every 3 years I had a brand new car. I had a brand new Chevy Vega in 1970 or 71, and then I went up to a Camaro, and then I went to a LeBaron, fully equipped. And then I got married. I went back to a Bobcat. Went back down the ladder because I had to worry about my bills, and the gas was high then. So I got rid of the LeBaron. And
Oh, speaking of the gas being high, have you
yes,
noticed?
it's gone. Yes, it's gone up since Biden's been in. Yes, big time.
How much? How much is this?
It's like $1 more than it was last year. Do you know that at this time?
Okay, so
Almost $1.
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, because the gas has been in the storage tanks for about 2-3 years now. So why are we paying more money for it? I don't get that. It's not gas that was refined yesterday. It's gas that's been in the tanks. I live in Jersey, so there's tanks in Bayonne, there's tanks in Perth Amboy. So this gas has been sitting there, and all of a sudden you paid less for it a year ago or 2 years ago, and we're paying more for it now. Does that make any sense? So the gas companies are making more money than they should be. I don't get it.
Yeah, I miss Donald Trump.
I don't get Biden anyway. I think he's Pelosi's puppet on the string anyway. Backwards Biden. The only thing he knows how to do is write his name with a brand new pen. That's all they show you on executive order. He's writing his name with a brand new. He can't write with the same pen. He's got to write with a different pen. Makes a difference.
Yeah, they greatest theft in the history of the world was just perpetrated against the American people, and
yeah, 1.9 million, and half of it went to things we don't even know what the hell it went to. Countries that hate us, that burn our flag, give two shits about us. Now he wants the latest thing today is he wants to help the people of Guatemala get out of debt and poverty. Well, how about helping the people in the United States, you dumb jerk? You're the U.S. president, you're not the Guatemalan president, you moron. What an idiot. Just a complete idiot. 47 years in politics, and what did he do? I haven't the faintest idea. I never even heard of him before he ran with Obama. I didn't even know who the guy was.
One of the things I know that he was responsible for was all the banking interest rates going up on credit cards up to 20% was under his
Yeah.
watch there in Delaware. That's where he was a senator. So
Probably
that's
getting a
where the
piece of it. That's why.
that's where the inflation came in.
That's
No, he
probably
hasn't
why.
done it.
It's probably why he bought the 5 houses. His $1 million houses with. You know, he's got 5 of them, I believe. Right?
And it's like you have to listen to his father's
Oh yeah, Joey. Joey, we had to
employment
move,
story.
Joey. We had to move, Joey, because I lost my job. You know how many times we heard that story? And then he'll talk a speech and say, Joey, my dad said Joey did this and Joey did that and Joey, let's do this and Joey, let's, give me a blowjob, Joey. Go ahead. And he did it.
I don't even think the man was qualified to be a plumber.
Well, I wouldn't let him work on my plumbing, that's for sure. Whether my plumbing or my actual plumbing.
Yeah, it's just.
I wouldn't let him stiff my hair either, because I know he likes to do that too.
Yeah, he's a bit of a stalker around women, and
He's more of a stalker. He's more like a schmuck. Forget the stalker part. He's a schmuck. SMUCK. He doesn't even get an H. That gets left out of schmuck for him. And she's a schmuckette, Harris. That's a woman schmuck, by the way.
yeah, I look at that. It's like oil and vinegar.
That's a circus, a freak show.
Yeah, the agenda is just not conducive for positivity.
Well, they want to get as many people in the country illegally to vote for them next time, because they know they're not going to win again. They stole this election. They're not going to steal another one. So they got to get as many people in here as possible. Well, like in New Jersey now, if you're illegal, you can get a driver's license, which means you can't read English, you can't read the signs. Then how the hell are you going to drive?
You know why? I'm going to tell you why. This just came to me, and maybe I could. This is a good hypothesis or theory. The foreign banks who control the IRS and the banking in this country, because it's not government, it's a corporate entity in itself, right?
Right.
We borrowed a lot of money in debt.
Yeah, we're in debt for sure for a long time.
But here's the thing. Why would the banks ask us in return for all this money? Well, they would usually say, well, you got to give us collateral. So let me tell you what the new collateral is going to be. All these people coming in over the border will be the new collateral. So that way the government, the illegal government, can tell these bankers, you'll get your money because these people are going to work for the next 20, 30, 40 years. We can guarantee you that because we got their social security number.
Right.
Now, the quantity of money would be a lot more, and they don't care about high wages. Bring the wages down, and as long as they got the collateral, they'll be able to continue getting money illegally on the backs of the American people by using the IRS, a legal entity, to be able to finagle the people out of the treasury.
Well, what if these illegals don't get Social Security cards and they send their money back to their country?
Yeah, but you know what? They'll have to get taxed if they're on the books.
They're going to get jobs that aren't taxed. They're going off the books.
Well, some of them will have to. Some of them won't. Any event, that's just a thought. Why they would allow that to happen? Because no other country has open borders like we're showing right now. No,
the dumbest thing you could ever do. The dumbest thing they could ever do, open the borders.
So, but you have to look at
There was a guy on Fox News or CNN last week. He said that he's 40 miles from the border and he's by the checkpoint, and people are knocking on his door at 2, 3 in the morning. Shoot the motherfuckers. They're illegal. They're illegal. They're on your property, destroying his fences, stealing his cows and his chickens. Shoot the motherfuckers. They're on your property illegally. Shoot them.
Yeah, at that point, you defend, your property, And so, no, I mean, nobody has a right to do that to anybody
No,
else. You know?
right. They're
It's
just
just a
sleeping in his
shame.
barn. What the hell? Who told you could sleep in my barn? Why'd you even go in my barn for? It's private property. If I was the guy, I'd shoot him. Put a sign up. You went to my property illegally, you're done. You're done. Electrify your fence,
Well,
man.
it's just a sad state of affairs that nobody has a sense of direction as
And
to.
they won't go down there and check it out. Biden or Harris will not go down there and check it out. They don't want to see. They don't want to really see the reality of what's going on down there. No matter how many pictures they take, Cruz got thrown out of one of those things trying to tape it or trying to see
Who
what it
did?
was in the refugee camp. Ted Cruz.
Okay.
They threw him out because he was trying to get into camp and see how many people were really in the bunks. It was like 500 people in a bunk that really should have 200 people in it. But they threw him out because he was trying to take pictures of it. Why? Reality is reality. If it's right or wrong, you got to show it. So they're hiding shit from us. Besides, hiding Biden. What I got to tell you? Or Biden's hiding, or both.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. I just saw one of my sales on my Zazzle products, and I sold a shirt, "Wake Up America, Fake News." You know, so that's what we're being told
Fed.
about
Yeah,
what's really going on because
yeah.
it's not true. It's just not true.
They're not showing us the whole truth, and people don't believe the news anymore. I hardly ever watch the news anymore. To be honest with you, it's just ridiculous. They're only showing you what they want to show you. And years ago, people, lived and died by the news. The 7 o'clock news, 11 o'clock news. 6 o'clock
Right,
news.
right.
Who the hell? Who cares about watching the news now? And you see the same stories on every channel. It doesn't matter. You can put on 5, 7, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 11 at the same time. They all have the same stories on the same exact time. Really?
And pretty much the script, they're all the same
Yeah.
scripted.
Yeah. Right. Just different reporters. That's all. I don't know.
Yeah, the faces would change, but the story's still the same.
To protect the innocent or guilty, whichever.
Protect the guilty.
That's on my dating stories. Names are changed to protect the guilty. We don't want to get anybody in trouble, including me. So.
Yeah, you want to stay on the right side of things tonight.
It's better than being on the wrong side of things, I guess. Wrong side of the tracks, I guess.
Yeah,
But
that's another one. Another wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah.
Is there a right side of the tracks? I don't know.
Yeah, what's the difference between a right side and wrong? Whoever came up with that idiom, right side and wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah.
Who's to say you're on the right side and the wrong side? What's the difference?
Yeah. Right side of the law, wrong side of the law. Yeah. Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because you're either a robber or a murderer or you're not. That at least makes sense. But the right side of the tracks or the wrong side of the tracks, what does that got? That don't mean what? I don't know.
Here's one like that you
Yeah.
hear. Poor side of town. Yeah. So it's something as soon as you hear it, okay, I know what that is.
That means you can pour milk on that side. On that side,
Yeah. Right.
you can't pour milk on the other side.
You can
Or
put
beer.
concrete on that side, but
On
put
the
that
on the on the right side, not the left side, not the poor side. On the other side, they can't afford cement on the poor side. Only on the rich side.
Yeah.
Weird. Some of those things that people say like that. I don't know. Weird.
A lot of these sayings, you just wonder where they originate.
Right. Right.
And some of them come from the old country or
We just don't know which country. We don't know which country. The old country. What's the old country? I always say, who are they? They say, who are they? And who says they are right?
Right. Paul Reiser had a good bit on that. Who are these people? Who are those people?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And who says they're right?
Yeah.
Nobody. I don't know. Nobody knows who they are, or who says that they're right. I don't know who. Who says it?
As soon as I hear that, it just reminds me of just the bitterest skit, and then I think of how would somebody say it in Yiddish?
Uh-oh.
What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong.
You know that joke I told you about, what do you call 40 Jewish women in the basement, right?
Yes, I remember.
A wine cellar.
A vine seller, yes, a
Vine
very,
cellar.
very vet, vine seller.
A vine cellar.
But nevertheless, a vine seller.
Manischewitz, usually. You know.
Yeah.
What else was that other Jewish joke I told you? About why can't you keep Jews in jail?
I know that one.
Because they eat lox.
They eat lox.
Right.
Sometimes they have a bagel with it too.
Depends on how salty the lox is
Yeah.
or how bad the bagels are. Maybe they'll have it with a bialy instead.
Yeah, I haven't had a bialy in a while. You're making me
I haven't had
hungry.
bialy in a while either, bialy. They're hard to find sometimes, you know? You don't see them around too much, bialys too much. Oh. There was a place downtown somewhere on Canal Street, I think. It sells all night bialys. They
Okay.
make them all night. I was there like years and years ago. I don't know if it's still there. But there was a place in Canal Street that was open all night selling bialys.
I know you can get them at Williamsburg all over the place there.
You can get anything in Williamsburg. Matter of fact, they're saying on the news today, some girl got raped in Williamsburg today.
Oh, no kidding? Where?
Yeah, some guy walked behind her, asked her for $20. She asked her for some money. She said all I had was $20. He took her around the corner and raped her. It wasn't you, Steph, was it? You went to Williamsburg today, were you?
No,
Because
it
the guy had a hood.
wasn't,
The guy had a hood on. You know,
no, it wasn't me. I claim I was not there.
you claim you weren't there. Doesn't mean you weren't
I
there.
was outside today, taking a nice walk, doing some exercise, but I never left the perimeters of my home base.
Sorry to hear that. Okay. Not like you. So
it wasn't me. I wasn't there.
All right. I'm going to tell a good blonde joke. I think I might have told this to you a while ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
What did the blonde say to the gynecologist when he told her she was pregnant?
Is it mine?
Is it mine? That's correct. Because she didn't know whose it was. Not the guy. I'm talking about hers. She didn't know how it happened. Was I there? Really? All right. You heard that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one. Yeah, it is a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
It is. Yeah. How about the Polish joke? I told you that joke, didn't I? The Polish joke?
Yeah, tell me.
About two Polish guys are driving in a truck, and the driver says, "Holy shit, we lost our brakes," and they're going down a hill, and the passenger says, "Don't worry, just stop sign at the bottom of the hill." That didn't go over too good, did it? Steph, you got frozen? Steph? Steph? Steph, you're frozen right now. Steph, you're frozen. We have 11 minutes left. Somebody hacked into you again. Anyway, so let me tell a few other jokes because Steph is frozen for some reason. We don't know why. So let's see if anybody knows this riddle. Like, how long is a Chinaman? Steph got blacked out now. It's only me. We don't know why. Somebody hacked into Steph at 48 minutes. So we have another 12 minutes to go. And I will carry it, I guess, for another 12 minutes or 11 minutes. Steph, you back? You were frozen.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah,
you were frozen for a couple minutes here. Somebody hacked into you for a couple minutes.
Yeah, that they did.
About a minute and a half. About a minute and a half. They're playing games again, apparently.
Yeah, well, that's what editing is for, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that was about a minute and a half, something like that.
All right, let's talk about that.
So we don't know why, but somebody keeps trying to mess with us. But it's not stopping us. We're just going to keep going. We got about another 10 minutes. They just cut about a minute and a half out of you. You were frozen first, and they blacked you out, and then you got back on.
All right. Well, since they did that,
right,
we're going into the bonus round. All right. You want to go to the bonus round?
How about the bonus?
No, we're going to get into the bonus round. I got to do this now because they definitely don't know what they're doing. It's
the boner round.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the bonus round right now. It's like,
do what you got to do, man.
it's
You're
annoying,
the
It's
yeah,
like, what do they think? They really think that this bothers me. That should bother them. That
right,
Osama bin
right,
Laden was posed as Barack Obama posed at him. I'm
right.
going to talk through this right now, real quick.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Obama failed an E-Verify. Linda Jordan fined
right,
for challenging Obama's identity fraud, and this could
right,
have been found on BirthaReport.com. It
right.
went to the Supreme Court. She fought it to the Supreme Court, and they had the audacity to want to fine her $13,000 for a frivolous claim. You
Mm-hmm.
know, not so frivolous. Here she worked for the government, and she said she felt she had the right as an American to check out who the new commander in chief was going to be. And
Right.
so I find it kind of interesting that when 2010, I went ahead and went on the limb and I said I knew who Barack was and what he did. And it's a shame he did all this shit. But, I said, being I got some time, they want to mess with me on the computer. I got to share one more thing. While this is all going on, Alan, I
Right.
got the FBI. Robert Mueller wanted to follow me and also his assistant. So let me show you what happens to people who want to bother me just because I know things.
When it's least expected, you're elected, you're the star today. Smile, you're on candid camera. With the hocus pocus, you're in focus, it's your lucky day. Smile, you're on candid camera. It's time to relax yourself. It's the time it's driving through its fun. To look at yourself and other people do. How's your sense of humor? There's the rumor, laughter's on its way. Smile, you're on candid camera.
Anyway, so that was a little bit of what I think when people want to go and do stupid stuff, that
Right.
you got to put stuff out there. Now, the name of the show is the BS Show.
Right.
And believe it if you want, don't believe it if you don't want. But
Right.
when your rights are violated, you got to outthink and outwit people. I know somebody was doing his job, but
Right.
I have more of that. Maybe before the 200th episode, I'll show you Robert Mueller, the head guy, and all the shenanigans that I've been under,
Not
all
giving head.
because,
He's not giving head,
yeah,
is he?
well, his middle name is Swan, so you figure it out.
Robin, he dove real deep, huh?
Exactly, yeah.
Swallow, did he swallow?
The interesting thing is in the FBI, in the days when the mafia was very big, the reason why Ed J. Edgar Hoover didn't go after them is because they knew that he was a bisexual cross-dresser, and he
Right.
didn't want that to get out. So he acted like the mafia never existed. So all the FBI agents that he was like bringing in the early days, he wanted them to be like men that weren't married, guys who could be dedicated to the job, and who had gay tendencies. So I'm not
Mm.
surprised that all these guys at the top, lighting the loafers, and not that there's anything wrong with it, but it takes a certain mentality to be a loner and to be in that mindset or dedicated to like just covering things up. And it's just a shame. But I wanted to show you that and
Mhm.
let people know, hey, I'm not kidding around. And Jimmy Hoffa, oh, by the way, I'm going to click this up here. But Jimmy
Right.
Hoffa, right? I was watching a show with Michael Francese, and they asked him the question because he was mobbed up for a long time. And he said he had a tape that would divulge, how Hoffa was done in with. And he said one thing when they asked him, well, where's the body? He said, let's put it this way. It's not at the Meadowlands. It's not in New Jersey in the Meadowlands. He said,
At the
well,
very
where is it? So he said, it's in a very, very deep place, a wet, deep place.
Yeah, in the
So
bottom of the horizontal bridge, probably.
no. I heard rumors when I was in Michigan that it's in Lake Michigan is where he is. bottom
Well,
of Lake Michigan.
I was told by somebody who came through the union with Hoffa, who I knew very well, who's dead now, unfortunately, who came up in the union, the trucking industry with him, that Kennedy's actually killed him because he was getting too powerful, and he might be part of Verrazano Bridge, one of the footings, because you ain't finding him. Nobody, even Geraldo Rivera can't find him. So he had that show that he was gonna dig him up, but he couldn't find him. And then he was gonna dig up Al Capone. He couldn't find him either. So
Yeah. I got one for you right now. Cloaking, invisibility shields. Our government and other governments have the ability to do these things, but there are cameras to find them, like thermal imaging cameras. So let me show you real quick of a photo of somebody who was cloaked. Can you see the man there?
yeah,
Okay. You see the little kipper on his head?
yep,
Okay. He had glasses on, and you see the beard, right? All right.
yeah.
If you look down there, it says thermal seek, imager, right? You
Right.
see it.
Right.
I caught a guy in my apartment cloaked, and there's the result of me having a $500 camera to prove what I knew to be true.
Right.
The guy was even stealing my bagels. Unbelievable till I caught him. Amazing, but people won't believe.
Mind we took your locks, but your bagels, that's something different.
He stole my silverware. This was fun. I mean, but really, I caught the guy. So the cameras do work, but the terrible thing is when people want to spy on people.
Right.
Understand who you're spying on. If somebody is like Mr. Technology,
Right.
leave that man alone. Like, don't mess with that man. That man, all he wants to do is do his show.
Right.
You want to watch him. The world's watching him right now too. They're watching us, and we got something going. I mean, like right now, it's just two guys. What? Just
Bullshit.
Just bullshit. That's what we're doing. I mean, we're having a good time. I mean, you can analyze this all you want.
Right.
Were these guys telling the truth tonight?
Yep.
Yeah, we're telling the truth. We're having a good time. We're BSing. Yeah.
Hey, if you like it, fine. If you don't listen. The way I look at it.
That's
We're here
exactly
just to have
right.
some fun, have some fun, enjoy what we're doing, tell some stories, some jokes, some, whatever. You don't like it, don't listen.
Well, it's a shame that the show had to be interrupted tonight, and but I had to, I wasn't even going to do that, load up stuff, and I just figured, you know what? Show number nine. Let me give them something to remember for all time.
Heading for number 10, heading for number 10, heading for number 10.
That's exactly right. Yeah, Allan, it's I'm glad we did the we did the show tonight. Yeah, it sort of knocked me off, but we got back on. But I've got something left in the tank, and I know that you do. So as long as we do, we're going to continue. And any closing words, my friend?
No, just having fun, enjoying life, doing my own thing kind of. And I retired 3-4 years ago, and I thought I was going to have a rough time. And it's kind of like the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm more relaxed now than I've ever been in my life. I got no pressure. I do what I want to do. Yeah, my money's a little tight sometimes, but I manage. But I go and do as I please. And if I don't feel like getting up early, which I don't sleep late, I'm not a late sleeper. But if I wanted to, I can. If I want to go out I get a paper delivered. If I want to go out and get a candy bar, I get a candy bar. 3 months ago, I really stopped drinking soda. I was drinking too much soda, and I decided not to drink any more soda. So now I pretty much have water and iced tea and my V8 juice in the morning. And once in a blue moon, I have a soda, but it's not, not a big deal. I feel good. I'm healthy. The second stint's in my heart. I feel fine. I had the vaccination. Had one day of not feeling good, kind of chills and hot and cold a little bit, but after that, I'm fine. So just doing my own thing, hanging out.
Well, good, because we need you to be here next week, because we're going to be back next week with show number
10.
10.
10.
So, with that being said, I'm going to close out now with a song by the Beatles. We mentioned the Beatles before,
Right.
and number 9. So, I thought it was appropriate that I close out with that in our closeout
Absolutely.
show
Yep.
song. So, Allan, it's been nice. It's been real. Till next week.
See you again, pal, next week.
Okay.